Are you interested in packaging your knowledge into a high-ticket product on or offline? If your answer is yes, the Giant Experience is for you. Here's my story. I got started in my business over 20 years ago, and I simply made the decision to go to work as myself. And maybe you have been wondering how you can take all of those years of experience, your knowledge, or your degrees, and put them to use for yourself and to package it into a monetizable structure. That was me 20 years ago. I wanted to figure out how to take my background as a corporate trainer, and I realized that so many women wanted to know exactly how I was able to write best-selling books, and having done partnerships with both Fortune 100 and Fortune 500 companies and get signed to media, Emmy-nominated and nationally syndicated television shows as the mom strategist. And so I decided to equally transfer what I knew how to do to them. And I built out a coaching practice that today has coached thousands of women just like you who are ambitious, smart, and sharp, highly actionable go-getters. And they wanted to figure out how they could go to work for themselves. Hey there, guys, it's Mia here. I am so excited. As always, I'm so excited about this quick topic today. How to sell what you know in 3 essential steps. How to sell what you know in 3 essential steps. Now, I wanted to do this quick training because whether it's a hard skill, something that you have trained for and you have expertise in, or soft skill, something you've lived, a lived experience, or an expertise that you created, something like maybe mom coaching. That's how I got my start over the years. Those are all highly monetizable gifts and skills that can be packaged. And I'm really excited to be here today to be able to share with you how you can sell what you know. Now, here's my story. I got started in my company over 20 years ago, made a decision. I wanted to go to work as myself. And maybe you have said the same thing. You are amazing at what you do professionally, or maybe there's something you do that's a skill that you have that at a high level, you hear the echo over and over again. People say, man, I listened to your advice. I did what you said and it worked. And it's something that has happened to you over and over and over again. And you've been trying to rack your brain to figure out how in the world do I make this thing my thing? And if that's you, I want you to write, that is me, even if you're watching the replay. That was me. And I decided that I would start with what I knew. And that was, I had these really amazing systems as a mom on how to always find time for my life. And I understood that when moms have identity, strong identity, that they are able to give their kids more of who they are. So many women get lost in motherhood. I didn't take lightly something that many people would have dismissed, which is motherhood. And I began to package my own system. And it worked. I wrote several books that became bestsellers, and I did a number of strategic corporate partnerships with very large brands, Fortune 100 and 500 brands. And equally, I was signed to 2 Emmy-nominated television shows as the mom strategist, sharing my advice, my expertise at a very high level. I've been featured on hundreds of news segments over the last 20 years. And I say this to you, not from a place of being braggy. I say it to you because a lot of times when you have the soft skills, you don't necessarily know that they're highly packageable, that someone will pay you to be an expert somewhere, that someone will buy your licensed content, that you can do coaching and consulting at a very high level, but you can. And for those of you who already have an expertise that you're using, maybe you're a therapist, maybe you're a nurse, and you are looking to work differently, and opposed to seeing your clients one-on-one, you want to take your knowledge or your particular expertise and package it into a structure. This is going to be for you. I'm going to talk today very briefly about how to sell what you know in 3 essential steps. And what I'm going to share with you is based on my own journey. It's unconventional, and likely what I will share you have never heard before. And I wanted to do it this way because I know that for the most part, a lot of people talk about packaging what you do. I've had thousands of clients that I've helped over the last 20 years be able to package themselves from scratch. And many of them had no idea, no clue what their thing was. All right. Or I have also had the pleasure of working with people who knew what their area of expertise was, but they didn't understand the best way to package it as a online course or as a consultant or as a coach at the highest level. Equally, I have clients who are packaged already, but they are over delivering and underselling and undervaluing based on what they're charging. And if you've done any of those things, you're going to love, love, love what I'm going to share with you today, because what I know for sure is that you can change that. And I want you to write hashtag I'm the change, right? If you want to sell what you know, then this is going to be the right live for you today. I'm going to break this down in 3 essential steps. And my goal is for the light bulb to go off and for you to understand that this is absolutely possible. For me, as a result of being able to package my intellect into a high valued product, I've been able to create impact with what I know how to do. And I know that the reason that you are in business right now or wanting to get in business and package what you know is because you're not just looking to create another job for yourself. You're looking to create impact. You're looking to create legacy. You're looking to create change. And you have visions of what that looks like. And I can tell you, your knowledge is the best way to do it. Now, here are a couple pluses. When you package what you know, when you do it right, for me, one of the things that I've learned it has done for me is it allowed me to build what I call a time-rich business. That means that my business is not based on me trading time for dollars or any of those kind of models that don't work for me. My clients pay me based on the results that I bring to them, and your clients will pay you also for the exact same thing. Another benefit of packaging what you know is that I feel like I get to be fully expressed. Now, I know that you love what you do in your workplace, or you love how you're doing it, sharing your advice with others. But the truth of the matter is, you know that it's bigger than that. And when you're able to build out your own package with the intent of creating impact and creating results in the lives of others, you get to be fully expressed. And I meet so many women who are not fully expressed in their work life, right? They are tired of what they're doing and doing it the way that they're doing, and they want a new way, right, to show up for themselves. And if you've ever said that, then I'm going to be talking directly to you over the next couple of minutes when I share how to sell what you know in 3 essential steps. But also, most importantly, not having a cap on your income. So often you're talented and smart, and yet someone else is determining for you your value. And I'm telling you, if that is the model that you're using, that there's a salary and someone says this is what your value is, it is the reason why in the business you're in right now that you're not profitable. Because until you can understand how to own your value, and until you understand how to calculate your value, you're always going to be at the beck and call of someone else determining what you're going to earn. And that's one of the things that I love about running my company is that my clients pay me based on the results of the transformation that I bring. It is not based on time, okay? Because in some cases I can help people who are highly actionable, who are open-minded, who are implementers, create results right away, weeks, sometimes days. They're able to package and price and go to market because of what the gap has been for them. In other cases, clients need a little bit more time because maybe they don't know what they're going to be doing yet, or the changes that they need to make are bigger. Sometimes the biggest change is the mindset change about really understanding what is really terrific and great about you. But enough of that. I'm going to jump right in. I can tell you that as a result of running my business, it's allowed me to be the kind of mom I wanted to be. I wanted to be that kind of person that could show up for the kids. And I didn't want to have to ask any single person if I could see my kids in their plays or their events or be available. And now that they're all 20 and older, I can tell you I've been in every single thing. And it's because of the business, creating the freedom option, building a time-rich business, that it's allowed me to be there for them in ways unimaginable. And I want you to think about your reasons why you want to run your business differently, because it's the why that drives everything. All right. So let's just jump in. Today's live is about how to sell what you know in 3 essential steps. How to sell what you know in 3 essential steps. And the first step, and I've written them down, is, and now this you likely haven't heard this way, okay? And I'm telling you, I want you to take out pen and paper and write this down because it's life changing for you, right? It's 1, package your mastery and don't look for your niche. Okay, let me say this slowly because it can go over your head because it is really just that deep. Package your mastery, right? And don't go looking for a niche. And I know that you've heard everybody saying, I'll help you find your niche. You know, once you find your niche, that is not what I teach my clients to do. The first thing is to understand your mastery. So when we're talking about high ticket products, when we're talking about selling what you do for $2,500 or more per client, those clients are paying you more, right? They're not paying you $97 or $100 because of your mastery. They're not paying you because of your niche. And I think so many people are twisted around what this is. It sounds so cute, right? I'm going to identify my niche and I'm going to get started in this niche and all of that. There are tons of people that have found their niche. And you know what? As a result of not understanding what their mastery is, they're not getting paid. They're not attracting the right clients and they're not packaged properly. The first thing to get clear on, and sometimes it takes a couple of weeks to really get clear on what is my mastery. So let me use myself as an example. My mastery, I can do many things, but my mastery is, and the way I create the greatest impact is I work with very, very smart, brilliant, and sharp women who already have a track record of success. They're already great. They want to understand how to package their mastery. They want to understand what is my mastery. And they may have some ideas of the things that they do that are awesome, but they may not understand how to extract the thing that their clients want the most from them. That's my mastery. Equally, helping them to price that mastery. Understanding that, see, when you're looking at a niche and you see what someone else is doing and you're choosing what their prices are, if they don't know their value, you get that value. I love my mastery is helping my clients understand that based on understanding what they do exceptionally well and what people want from them, how they ought to be charging. Not what the market is saying, because it has nothing to do with you. You have a unique background, gifts, and talents, and people will pay you based on what you bring to the table. And it's important for you to understand how to calculate your independent value. And it's something that's missing from the marketplace. And so many people don't understand this, but it's my mastery. It's what I help my clients figure out what they ought to be charging for, what they bring to the table based on their education, their background, their certification, their experience, and their ability to create results in many different ways. All right. The third thing that I support my clients in, that's my mastery, is how to position themselves. Because most of the women I work with already have a small list of people, and they aren't necessarily used to working with them as a coach or a consultant online or via licensing. And so one of the things that they have to figure out is, how do I audience build with the right people? And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But my mastery is helping my clients understand that we are not looking to be in a room full of people to feel for vanity purposes. You could have 100 people around you, but they might not be the right people. You're better off with 20 people who have a strong interest in what it is that you do and the results you create than hundreds of people who are just not buyers, okay, who will not do the work, okay, who are not investors in themselves at the highest level. And I help my clients to understand how to vet and find those individuals, how to position themselves via media, how to position themselves, whether it's print media or television, or whether it's online, or whether it's pitch letters, or any other method that we use, I show them ways that I've used to get in front of my ideal clients and close. And that's the coolest part. And the fourth mastery that I have is showing my clients how to close and sell. So you can be amazing at what you do, but you don't get to do what you want to do if you don't know how to close and sell. If you don't know what to say in a systematic way, if you have not built your own sales process for your business, you could be great. You could talk to 1 million people each and every week and not close any of them because, one, if you don't have the right audience, you're not positioned properly. Two, if you don't have the right offer, meaning you don't know how to structure an offer around your mastery, okay? And if you're not priced right, even if you don't have any of those things and you can't walk a client through a sales process, your cash register will not ring. So my mastery is helping my clients sell the thing that they never thought they could sell before at the level that they have never done before. So maybe they've been selling something for $150 a client, and I show them for the first time how to close what they're doing for $2,500 or more, $5,000, $10,000, $25,000 or more per client. That's pretty cool. Now I want you to think about your mastery. If you had to break down and tell me what it is that you do in a simplistic way, are you able to do that? And if you're not, that means that likely coaching or working with someone like me would be very helpful for you. The second thing that I want you to think about as it relates to packaging your mastery and why not just looking for a niche works is because a lot of times we are looking to be like everyone else. When I can tell you that the value that I have seen over the years is you being in your category of one. Even if you provide unique solutions based on your background, your gifts, and your talents, and people want to work with you because of that unique background, gifts, and talents. There are other mom coaches obviously in the world, and when I got started years ago, there really weren't that many. But the truth of the matter is I just coached based on my unique experience and built a practice of hundreds of moms that came to me, and then over time became a business coach and combined my background as a corporate trainer and my experience in building my own coaching practice with a soft skill to show other women, whether it was a hard or soft skill, how to monetize what they were doing. And because I had already done licensing deals, because I had already done TV deals, because I had already done corporate strategic partnerships, I was in a really great position to be able to share with them exactly what I did with not being theoretical. Think about what you organically know how to do, all right? And you don't need a guide, you don't need a handbook, you've lived experience. And people say to you all the time, I call it the echo, wow, I did what you said and it worked. All right, today we're talking about how to sell what you know in 3 essential steps. And what we've already talked about is number 1, which is super important, and that is packaging your mastery, right? And not your niche. So people get this part confused, and I get it. But the truth of the matter is I get my clients to focus differently, because if you want to attract the right people, we need to know what your mastery is. Number 2, only market to ideal consumers who are ready. Did you hear me? I'm going to say this super slow. Only market to ideal consumers who are ready. So what do I mean by that? I mean that I see and have had the privilege over the years, the last 2 decades, so many people who are marketing either to everyone, they're marketing too broad, or they're marketing too generally. They don't know what their mastery is. So the people that they're attracting aren't the people that they need to be working with. And I can tell you that there are a couple of tenets that you are looking for in your ideal customer. You aren't looking for people who need to get ready to get ready. You aren't looking for people who need to go out there and test and see how it's going to go. Like when someone tells me I'm going to test something to see how it goes, it already tells me that that person does not have belief in what they're doing. Because when I got started in my business 20 plus years ago, I knew nothing about online marketing at all. I knew nothing about the coaching industry. I knew nothing about mom coaching. I knew about my own mastery, right? And I knew that I had to hire someone that could help me put these things together quickly. And I wanted to go to market quicker. I mean, I didn't want to test something to see if it would work and waste my time and waste my money. And there are so many people that are perfectly comfortable in the test. And that's why, and I'm going to say it, we're in the market of the free challenge. This is why someone can waste your time over the course of 4 days or 5 days, and you just sit there for free, consuming information, understanding it's going to be an upsell, but you're just hoping, just going to test this thing out. It's because of not really valuing what you bring to the table or not having self-belief. And yes, I did call that out. The truth of the matter is, the second thing that's really important is only market to ideal consumers who are ready. And people who are ready do not want to sit in a class for 5 days. That's the last thing I want to do. If I want to know something, I want to go to market with something. I want to sell something. I want to, create a significant result with something. I want to build my list in a huge way. I want to make money right away. I do not want to sit in a class for 5 days to find out if this was good for me. And then know that that's not a full solution. You want to market to people who are looking for the answers. And because you're only selling your mastery, it's a marriage made in heaven. If I had music, I would play it right now because I'd play like a wedding march, right? Because the fact of the matter is, the reason that a lot of people aren't selling is because they are not doing this. You only market to ideal consumers who want what you do, your solutions, and who are ready. And if you're looking at people who are getting ready to get ready, or who need to go to a 4-day class, or who thinks that their solution is at $97, I promise you, these are people who are time wasters and time robbers. And when I started my business years ago, I made an investment of $18,000. I signed a contract for 18 months. And it was $1,000 a month. And I didn't even know what I was doing. Okay. But I had belief in myself, and I knew that I needed the answer. I knew I had some gaps, and I knew that the people that I was going to had the answers that I was looking for. You want to work with people like that. You don't want to work with people who they've got to talk to 100 people. You don't want to work with people who they need to do it themselves to see if it works or see if it doesn't work, to figure out if they want to work with you. You don't want to work with people who don't understand what readiness looks like, because let me explain this to you, because they're going to attract people who aren't ready either. It's facts, okay? People who are ready attract people who are ready. And you want to work with that demographic. Are we clear? Was this helpful? My goal is to just tell you guys the things that I know for a fact that no one's telling you. And my goal is to see you get to market quicker, to be able to package what you do. This idea of working with people who aren't ready, it wastes your time. And so many people, by the time I meet them, they've already done all of these things. They've been in these free classes, $97 class, $47 class, and they knew it wasn't the answer, and you knew there was an upsell. So why are you wasting your time over the course of 4 days or 5 days? Or better yet, maybe you decided based on a model you saw somewhere that you ought to be, you new entrepreneur who's not profitable yet, that you need to run a course for 4 days or 5 days for free to attract the right audience. What if you could just go to market with people who need what you have right now? There are people right now who want to work with you today based on your mastery. What if that was your focus? Because that's what I did years ago. Small list, no list. And I didn't focus on ever selling what I did for low ticket. I always focused on my mastery and packaging it. I hope you're getting value from this. Today, what we're talking about is how to sell what you know in 3 essential steps. I've already covered 2. The first is package your mastery. Don't focus on this whole niche business. It's just kind of like, it's a clicky term that people are familiar with, but that is not where you're going to make your money, and that's not where you're going to make the difference or attract the people that you need to in building a coaching, consulting, or your licensing practice. 2, only market to ideal consumers who are ready to buy. And, this is such good advice because I did that. I remember that I literally pitched to a corporation, and I think I had only sold like 5 of my books. They had just come out. To a large corporation, a Fortune 100 company. I pitched to them within 2 weeks of launching my book. See, I just focused on markets that were my kind of market. I wasn't looking to say, let me test these people. Let me just see if they like it. Let me see how they feel. I knew that I could create impact, and I wanted to get around people who were ready. And I promise you that if you spend your time with people who aren't ready, you will feel sad, disillusioned, like what you're doing isn't working. You'll waste time, money, and energy when you could be out there and profitable from out the gate. Okay. The third thing that I want you to do if you want to sell what you know is, oh, you're going to love this, okay, is go to market fast. See, money loves speed. So I'm going to say it again. You're going to go to market fast. Money loves speed. So you're like, well, Mia, like go to market fast? Like, what do you mean? Like, go to market fast. So when I look at my most successful clients, and I have clients who've done all kinds of things. I've had clients within weeks who've hit six figures. I've had clients within days. So what they do for $2,500, $5,000, $10,000 or more. I have clients who have closed deals, licensing deals, who've done multi-millions of dollars and all kinds of opportunities. I've had clients who spent their last dollar and within 2 weeks closed 25 grand, which turns to a $100,000 contract, which turned into multi-millions of dollars. Facts. And every single thing that I say, I can back it up with the person that has shared with me their story and their journey and how the coaching that we've done has worked. But here's the reason they were successful, because they went to market fast. You could hear the best things. You could learn exactly what to do, but if you are a negative Nanny, if you are a doubtful doer, meaning you'll do it, but you're doubting all along the way, that's what you'll create. What you want to do is go to market fast. You already are talented and smart. This idea of it taking you a long period of time to start pitching what you're doing, it's just not true. It is the game that people play who don't believe in what they have, who are focusing only on their niche, who don't understand their value and how to charge, who don't know how to walk the client through the results that they bring to the table. I promise you, I have a client right now who I adore. I don't want to say her name, but I adore her. And she helps customer service teams improve their service regimen. And right away, we've worked together maybe 6 weeks. Right away, she put together her package. Right away, she started making the tweaks to pricing, what she was doing. Right away, she started looking at the process that I taught her to be able to bring those clients in, to have strategic conversations. Right away, she started having those conversations. Now, here's the thing. You could get ready to go to the pool and keep packing your bathing suit and keep packing the cute little towels and all of the things that go in your bag. But if you don't get in the water, you're not swimming, right? Okay. All right. Are we here? And we're talking about business. And you don't know what's working until you start working in. So a lot of people are investors of the delay. And I will tell you that if you are an investor in delay, you know it, because when it's time for you to go to market, you haven't gone to market. I have people who like me. I've been writing this book for 5 years. I've been working on this coaching program for 2 years. Mia, when this thing happens and I'm going to launch this thing. And the truth of the matter is they are having a conversation with themselves. People who are ready are ready. Okay. Go to market fast. And money loves speed. And what people are buying from you ultimately is certainty. And when we are uncertain, and that's why you go to market slowly, I'm telling you the truth, okay? When you go to market slowly, it's because you don't believe in what you have. You don't believe in the messenger. You might not believe in the product, and there might be some uncertainty. So you keep tweaking and tweaking and tweaking because there's no risk around that. And I'm telling you the truth. And I'm telling you that because I love you. I'm telling you because I love you. And I know that this year, everything can change if you change how you are showing up for yourself in your business and in your life and in your mindset. And if there's something that I've said to you that resonates with you and you're like, Mia, like what, I love this. I want to know more. I would encourage you. You can write here. You can inbox us and say, Mia, I want to know more about how you can help me. Certainly the Giant Experience, my online boot camp, is a great first step for anyone that wants to understand really how to package what they do into a high value product on or offline. Hundreds of women have come At the end of that weekend, they are super clear. It's done virtually and online. And we have classes in July and June. It's 2 days. It's immersive training where I help you figure this out. Okay. So if you're looking to go to market fast, which is number 3, understand money loves speed. And this idea of some of you are having conversations with people and they're like, I'm interested, but and I need to talk to my husband, and can I call you back in a week? These folks are not buying from you. Anyone that is ready, look, I'm telling you the truth. And people who are ready are ready. Most people can make a decision, an informed decision, within 2 days. Most people can make a decision in 2 days. When you get these folks that you've answered every question they have, they say, this is exactly what I need, and they want to talk to you a week later, they're not buying from you. All right. And it has a lot to do with you. It has a lot to do with you. It has a lot to do with number 2, which is only marketing to the ideal client who is ready. And when you spend your time marketing to people who aren't ready, they come with excuses. People who are ready, they don't have excuses. People who are ready, they say, okay, I'm ready. What do I do? I just signed a client last week who I love, and I'm excited about seeing how I'm going to help her grow her business because I know I can help her. And the very first thing she said to me is, Mia, I'm ready. Okay. Now, this is what we want. We want to work with people who have a mindset around readiness, not people, a mindset around excuses, a mindset around delays, a mindset around, you know what I mean? They want to see what everybody else is doing to figure out what they're supposed to do. What somebody else is doing has got nothing to do with you. Today, what I'm talking about is how to sell what you know. 3 essential steps. What I've already covered is number 1, package your mastery. Don't look for the niche. Like, I know you heard it. I know everybody tell you, find your niche. Doesn't that sound cute? But the truth of the matter is, listen, you need to discover your mastery. All right, because that's the answer. Number 2, only market to ideal consumers who are ready. Those are the only people you need to talk to. And the reason that you haven't been selling in your business, or maybe you feel disenfranchised, like it's not working, or you keep changing, is because you're not marketing to the right people. And likely because you haven't packaged your mastery. Okay, just saying. People aren't buying your passion. People are buying your mastery. They're buying what you purpose to do. All right. And what I'm purposed to do is different than my passion. I'm passionate about my garden, but I can't help you create the same garden I got. Okay. It's not my mastery. And we have to understand the difference around that. You know, a lot of times marketers have a lot of slick terms, and you're like, yeah, that's what I need. Because you don't really know what you need, right? So it's like, that's what I need. I need a niche. No, we need to get clear on your mastery. Remember, my first thing I packaged and made millions at is selling motherhood. A system in motherhood is my mastery. Okay, like that. All right. So it wasn't a niche. It was my mastery. I'm not selling a niche, looking for a niche. I'm looking for the thing that I'm amazing at, that in my sleep, I can create results over and over again, and understanding that for myself. Are we clear? If we're clear on what you guys are right, I am clear. Number 2, only market to the ideal consumer who's ready. This idea of, I'm getting ready, I was going to do it, I'm going to work with you in 2 weeks, I'm going to work with you in 1, it's not real. These are not real conversations. This is a person using you as a mirror to delay their decision to say yes to themselves. And you need to move on. The fact of the matter is, I work with people who are ready. They say, I'm ready. Like me, I'm ready right now. Like, you literally, I talked to a woman last week who signed on with me. And I mean, I didn't know she was ready in that moment. She was like, hey, let me give you my card. I was like, wait a minute. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't like, I'm not taking your card right this second. I mean, I got a process, and I'll send some things over to you, and we can go from there. You want to work with people like that. Okay. And if you're not getting people who are like, I'm ready to do business with you, it means that you don't know how to attract your ideal customer. And you need to work with someone like me that can show you what to look for, how to reposition your message so you can get directly in front of buyers. So you can stop believing that what you're offering doesn't have value, that no one's going to buy it, because that's not true. People will buy what you have. You just aren't packaged the right way. Are we clear? And the third thing that I shared is that you need to go to the market fast. Faster, the better. Money loves speed. And the moment that you're engaging in these conversations with these people and they are on a slow train, they're on the slow train, they're on the slow bus, and they're using you, right? So that they can feel like they're making a decision, but they're in indecision. People who make decisions, okay? And people who don't, well, they take a long time and they don't ever really commit because that's what they do. And a lot of times, because we don't want to handle rejection, right? You give people the opportunity too long. You need to be focusing on working with the right people, go to market fast, start selling what you have right away. And this idea of getting all perfect, lead with the imperfection. That's what I get my clients to do. You'll work it out along the way. And with the right coaching and mentorship, you'll know the tweaks that you need to make. And you'll be learning more about yourself, about your customer, about your offer. But this idea of waiting weeks before you go to market. And I want to speak to those of you also, and this might step on somebody's toes, but it's in love. I want to speak to those of you also who, you know how you know what you're going to do, and then every time it's time to do that thing, you're doing something else because you're unserious. So one of the reasons that your business isn't working or hasn't worked for you is because you are unserious. You do not do what you say. Now, I have seen this work many different ways over the years. And a lot of times, entrepreneurs, people want to make money in business, they want to build a successful business, but they really are so unserious. They change what they're doing every single week. They don't know what they're doing. Okay. They're not really serious about the market. They are afraid to shine the light on what makes them great. And so because of it, they change all the time, or they want to be a duplicate of someone else. And this is another reason that I've seen people change over and over and over again. Somebody I think is like amazing what they do, and then they see what someone else is doing. They're like, ha, she's doing it. I should do that. And your gifts will make room for you. Not somebody else's gifts will make room for you. Okay. And that's in a book I read. And I hope that you get it. Okay. Like, get that. All right. You've got to find your mastery and do that. I hope that there's something that I said today that shook your shoulders a little bit, made you think differently about what you bring to the table, how awesome you are with your skills and your talent. And I want you to know that your ideal clients are there. They want to work with you. I don't care who is in office. I don't care what's going on in the world. There are people right now who need the results that you can provide them. And if you're willing to show up, be brave, be courageous, for them, then I promise you, they will find you. When you decide that, you know what, Katie bought a door, I'm going to make the time for the thing that I've been saying over and over again, I got to have it, I want. It's one thing to say you want to do something, it's another thing to do it. And the difference is your actions. And again, I mentioned a couple ways that I can support those of you who are listening. I'll post here. Hopefully I have it right here. No, don't have it. Let me type it. I'll post here the masterclass that I have. It's phenomenal. It's called the Giant Experience. And I will highlight it here. The Giant Experience Master Training. Giant Experience. You guys write that down right now. It's my master training. It's pretty phenomenal if I say so myself. Part online training. So part of the training is online and about 13 hours. And then you come to a 2-day online intensive where I help you figure out what your mastery is and how it could be packaged, how to price what you do, what you bring to the table, how to market, or the best ways you can market what you do, and how to sell. And I show you exactly what you need to do in a weekend. So people just go to the market. They just start selling right away because they know exactly what they need to do. It's for a person that you want answers. You want someone to be able to speak directly to you and what you can do, not some generic version sitting through a bunch of Zooms where this lot of what you're hearing, you've already heard before, and it's regurgitated information. This is immersive coaching at its best. And I believe it's the reason why we have so many clients that have created amazing results as a result of coming through the master training. It's in its 5th year. I've had tons of classes, which I love. I call them cohorts. I love them. and watching them show up like the giants that they are. So that's one way that I could certainly support you. And then let me grab my I'm going to grab my consulting link. One second. And another way is here. If you are like me, I know I need consulting, but I might need something else, right? Other than a master training or I want to find out if this master training is for me, or what kind of other consulting you have. We do have a profit accelerator, in which case we focus primarily on getting you profitable within 90 days, and it does come with a guarantee of 10 grand or more, and likely it'll be or more, but we get you selling right away. And there is an interview. You can fill out the application that's here. You should see it um, in your chat here. But it's miaredrick.com/business that dash breakthrough, or you can go to miaredrick.com and grab the link there and apply from there to speak with us so that we can help you. But I know I can help you if you're serious, if you're willing to do the work, if you're ready to show up, if you are not money adverse. Some people want to be profitable in their business, but they're scared of money. They're scared of big dollars. And I'll tell you what I mean. I had a client years ago who told me she wanted to be a millionaire, right? And when she was pitching to corporations, this idea we came up with, and she was like, and so the contract numbers were coming back in terms of the client coming back. She was like, I don't do numbers. And I said, well, I want you to think about what you're saying. On one hand, you're saying, I want to be a millionaire. On the other hand, you're saying, I'm afraid of numbers. You have to be brave and courageous to overcome yourself. Okay. And if you are that kind of person, then you're my kind of person, the kind of person I want to work with. I want to help you make the next 6 months unrecognizable. All right. So are there any questions for me? Did you guys get value, or did you get value today? Did you get value? Did you get value? It is so humid outside. I was sitting out on the balcony a little bit ago, and I was like, it's so humid, right? It's like super humid today. But it was humid in here, right? This topic was humid as well, right? Because I had some of y'all sweating because of what I talked about. Are there any questions on the floor? Anything that I could answer for you? You can just post them here, right? And if you have any questions, you can always inbox us here. If you have any additional questions, I did post links for the Giant Experience Master Training, and also for a business breakthrough session, which is a 30-minute session. It's complimentary for someone who is ready to move their business and their life forward. They're ready. All right. They're not getting ready, thinking about getting ready, pretending to be ready. All right. I love you. I appreciate you. And last call, any final questions, comments? Today, what we talked about is how to sell what you know in 3 essential steps. I was on fire, as always. And we talked about 1, packaging your mastery. Don't look for just a niche, because there are all these folks that found their niche and they're not making any money. And that is not the way to do this. I explained that. If you're here just joining me, watch the replay. Number 2, only market to ideal consumers who are ready. Okay, ready. All right. So stop being comfortable with the vanity piece and having all these people around you, who are on your list, and you're like, oh, they liked it, but they didn't show up. Okay, they're not ready. Okay, and we need to work with people who are ready. Number 3, go to market fast. Stop this. Get off the slow boat, the slow train. Don't do that. All right, it's killing your confidence, and it's making you think that what you're doing is not working. And likely you need some accountability also to get you to do that. Sometimes there's the gap. A lot of times we're not selling not because things are totally not working. A lot of times it's that there's a gap, right? In what we don't know. We can't coach ourselves. And when we do, we lose. All right. I love you. I hope that you have a great and amazing rest of your weekend. All right. Have a great and amazing night. Are you interested in packaging your knowledge into a high-ticket product on or offline? If your answer is yes, the Giant Experience is for you. Here's my story. I got started in my business over 20 years ago, and I simply made the decision to go to work as myself. And maybe you have been wondering how you can take all of those years of experience, your knowledge, or your degrees, and put them to use for yourself and to package it into a monetizable structure. That was me 20 years ago. I wanted to figure out how to take my background as a corporate trainer, and I realized that so many women wanted to know exactly how I was able to write best-selling books, and having done partnerships with both Fortune 100 and Fortune 500 companies and get signed to media, Emmy-nominated and nationally syndicated television shows as the mom strategist. And so I decided to equally transfer what I knew how to do to them. And I built out a coaching practice that today has coached thousands of women just like you who are ambitious, smart, and sharp, highly actionable, go-getters. And they wanted to figure out how they could go to work for themselves.